Hello, fight fans. Welcome to another episode of More Than a Fight Podcast. I'm your host, Jose Alfredo Alcázar. This is your co-host.
One.
And behind the camera we have
John.
And this is episode 52, if I'm not mistaken, dedicated to the world of boxing. And on this one, we're going to touch on the main event of this past weekend. Well, the main course, really. Anthony Joshua taking on Jermaine Franklin of the United States in Watford, England, I think it was. Or
I just know it was
the O2 Arena.
So that's London.
London. I'm sorry, I got that wrong.
Yeah.
AJ's from Watford. My bad. London, England, at the O2 Arena. Juanillo, what'd you think of this one?
Jermaine is better than a lot of people gave him credit.
Okay.
You know, a lot of people expected Joshua to knock him out quick.
Yeah.
But
Sold it out.
Yeah, it was so well. Yeah, Joshua sells it out usually. He has the fans, but was it that Jermaine Franklin was better than everyone expected, or was Joshua just not? Is he not just not himself? What is it?
Right. I think it's a little bit of both. I think we all pointed it out that Franklin wasn't going to be easy, especially what we saw against Dillian Whyte, because I felt he beat Dillian Whyte. I think you felt the same, right?
Yeah.
As far as Franklin is concerned, he gave Dillian Whyte all he could handle. That being said, Anthony Joshua was exactly what I thought he was going to be. He did a lot of good in the fight, and then there were instances where you could tell he's just no longer himself anymore. He was gun shy. He was landing his jab very well. There were times where I kept waiting for him to pounce on Franklin and close the fight out, but it never happened.
See, listen, he's afraid of getting knocked out.
Yes.
This basically saying it really was like, you know, this is the last one.
Mm-hmm.
If you lose this one, we don't know what we're gonna do.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it was very serious.
You had to
And-
take it easy, right? Yeah.
And he was only in trouble one time in the fight.
Right.
He was not that. He got caught. He
got caught
He
one
felt
time.
it, but
Yeah.
nothing that
Yeah.
was.
And
not-
then
it was-
so, you know, if you look at the performance, yeah, okay, he should have gone out there and knocked him out. But I think the more and more we watched him, it's more and more like, yeah, that's always the argument. Like, why didn't you just knock this guy
Mhm.
out?
Right.
Like, you should have been, you know. But
Is it-
hey, he got the win.
Does he have too much in his head because this is the third fight with a third different trainer now?
Yeah, that's the other thing I was gonna ask you about.
Well, what do you think about the ending of the
Oh
fight?
yeah, that was
A little extra, the trainer
unfortunate.
going.
Yeah.
You got Tony Bellew arguing with the trainer about shouldn't go at the fighter. Kept talking afterwards.
Yeah, that was bizarre. But what I was going to ask Juan is, did you see a big difference from Robert Garcia to Derek James?
Different type of opponent too, I think. But
Yeah, well, yes, that too. Yes, absolutely.
It seemed like with him, he was just trying to keep his distance and box this
Mhm.
fight.
Mm-hmm.
He was not going to outbox Usyk, even though he tried.
Yes.
But when he did attack, he did hurt Usyk. Both fights, I'd say.
Oh,
no?
yes,
When
absolutely.
he attacked.
Yeah.
But he was trying to box for the most part, and he was trying to box here too, because again, he doesn't want to get caught.
And more so, the point behind my question is, so do you don't think that the trainers had anything to do with it, or there wasn't a huge difference, or I don't upgrade's not the right word. I just can't seem to
No.
There's a
find
big
it, but-
difference. He won.
Well, he won.
Well, but Juan's right. Different
Again,
opponent. Yes,
different
you could say
opponent.
he won, absolutely. But Alexander Usyk and Jermaine Franklin, that's two different
Yeah,
levels.
of course.
With all due respect to Jermaine Franklin, who put on a very good fight, but Alexander Usyk is the he's a three-time champion now, or he holds 3 belts. I'm sorry,
3 belts.
he has 3 belts for a reason, and he's beaten Joshua twice for a reason, and he was cruiserweight undisputed champion for a reason. So that's why I'm saying maybe Joshua got a little carried away about the trainer thing, but hopefully Derek James, he is going to stick with Derek James and be consistent, because what he needs is consistency right now, no matter who he fights next. And that being said, who would you guys like to see him fight next?
Well, we had Eddie Hearn come out today in an interview, and he listed 3 names. He had what is it? Dillian Whyte, Joe Joyce, and Otto Wall.
Mm.
I think Joe Joyce. I mean, Joe Joyce is so strong. I mean, he's the one that compares strength wise.
Yeah.
Mm.
Josh was super strong, but Otto Wallin, we saw what he did to Fury, or
Yes.
he almost beat Fury. I think he should have beat Fury. Either I not Dillian Whyte. I could care less.
Yes,
about
I
him,
agree.
But the other two, I'd love to see.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know why they listened to Dillian Whyte, because his performance against Franklin,
Yeah.
and he was trying to say that he had a better performance than Joshua did
Yeah.
against
No,
Franklin.
I don't
Get
agree.
out
with
of
that
here.
one. Yeah, no. That's just him trying to get Joshua in the ring. Out of those three, I would definitely probably go with Joe Joyce, because that's going to be a money fight for Joshua. And I'm saying this as somebody who's upset about how Otto Wallin's being treated as far as Usyk and Dubois go, but that's a whole nother subject, because then I'll go off on a tangent about that. But out of those three, I would say Joe Joyce and then Otto Wallin. And I agree with Juan. I don't want to see him in there with Dillian Whyte for what he already beat Dillian Whyte by knockout. Why do we want to see that again? I think Dillian Whyte needs to go fight somebody like Chisora, because Chisora still seems to want to fight for some damn reason. But no, Joe Joyce or Otto Wallin. And those two are very, very difficult fights. And I don't even know if he can beat those guys based on what I saw. Again, maybe what he needs is consistency and needs to continue to work with Derek James. But I mean, it's tough. It's tough because I believe it's a mental thing. And me personally, I think what he needs to do is just throw everybody for throw a curveball at everybody and go get Andy Ruiz for a third fight. Knock Andy Ruiz out and then go get Tyson Fury, because then you defeat that demon you have up here, that mental block that he has. If he can knock Andy Ruiz out, maybe he'll free himself of that trepidation or that whatever it is he's got in his head.
He's not knocking out Andy Ruiz, Joseph. Not how he fights now.
I don't know. Well, exactly, not how he fights now. But that's what I'm saying. That's why you have to fight Andy Ruiz, because I believe Andy Ruiz was the one that put him there. A lot of people say it was Klitschko, but no, I think it was Andy Ruiz.
All right. Well,
Let me throw a wild card in there.
yeah.
Oh, Francis.
A Francis fight?
No.
I mean, for money, of course,
For
yes.
money, yes, but
but
Francis
not
will get
yet.
knocked out. No, Francis needs a lot more experience.
Yeah. I think Francis should fight some
Dillian Whyte,
under-
like they
some
said,
heavyweight
that's,
that had like a journeyman heavyweight.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Dillian Whyte. No, I'm just kidding. Dillian White's good. It's
No,
just I
Dillian Whyte
don't
probably would knock
care
him
to
out,
I don't
actually.
care to see.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, we'll see what happens, and hopefully Jermaine Franklin, maybe a rematch with Dillian Whyte. Why not?
All right.
Show Franklin some love. He went the distance with Dillian Whyte and Anthony Joshua,
Mhm.
and I mean he gave a good account of himself. So show him some love and have a rematch with Dillian Whyte.
And then let's move on to the next topic.
Yes, sir.
then.
And then the next thing we want to touch on, John, is they finally announced the undercard for Tank and Ryan Garcia's fight. What do you think of this one, Juanillo?
I mean, David Moreau, I've been wanting to see because, I mean, he's a potential opponent for Benavidez, Plant,
Yes.
Canelo. I mean, eventually, I think.
Yeah, and don't know much about his opponent. Seen a big
Yeah, I don't know, but his record, I mean,
27-2.
you put knockout artists for a reason because
Right.
he must. I didn't look at his knockout percent. Must be high, I'm sure.
And then on this same card, we have the rematch. Gabe Rosado against Beck the Bully.
Who is it anticipated?
Okay,
by?
me and Juanillo have been going back and forth about this one. If you listen to our podcast, I think Rosado is going to beat Beck again because of the way the man throws his punches. He keeps his hands down. But we're going to find out. We're finally going to find out in the rematch.
There was one lucky punch. It ain't gonna land.
We're going to see. We're going to see. And then the third fight is Elijah Garcia against Kevin Salgado. And we saw Elijah Garcia, I want to say like a month ago, no?
Maybe
I'm
I don't remember
surprised at
exactly
how
when,
quick of
but-
a turnaround he's having.
he didn't have a hard
He
fight.
fought the undefeated kid from Uruguay.
No, he fought March 4th.
Yeah. What was the name of the kid he fought?
Why would you even try to say? I don't remember.
I can't remember.
I don't
Where's the dude from
remember.
Uruguay?
No, he fought Amilcar Vidal Jr.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Vidal
yeah.
Jr., who was undefeated at the time.
Yeah.
And they put on a
Well,
good fight
actually,
for
it was-
as long as it lasted.
Yeah, it was back. It was like 1 round to 1 round, and then he
Mhm.
knocked him out in the third. I think I remember.
Yeah.
But that was a good fight. And this guy is local from here, Vegas? No, oh no,
No. He's from
Phoenix.
Arizona.
Okay.
From
but yeah.
I want to say Whitman, Arizona.
It says
You're right.
Glendale right there.
Yeah,
Yeah, but well, he was representing Whitman. I remember when we watched the fight.
it's probably a suburb of Phoenix.
But this is the kid that wants to get a title at middleweight by the time he's 21. He said, if
Yeah.
not 20.
Hmm?
And
I
he's
love
going-
his ambition. So I'm excited to see him again. That's really. Oh, we've
Well,
seen
Salgado's
Salgado
good,
fight.
man.
We've
Who
seen
did he
him
lose
fight.
to, or who has he fought? Just go down a little bit.
Lost to Joseph
Gilberto
Spencer.
Flores.
Yeah, Joey D. Spencer, but
Beat Gilberto
Perella's
Flores.
good too. I mean,
Yeah.
he's fought some guys, so
Yeah.
we're gonna
Alberto
see.
Pacheco.
It's a step up though for
Yeah.
homeboy, for
But
Elijah.
yeah, a quick turnaround, man. So props to him. That's a month. Yeah, a little over a month that he's coming back into the ring. But
Oh,
hey,
he's
if they
27.
offer you to fight on the undercard of Tank and Garcia, who says no? So I
So-
mean, it's not the most attractive undercard, but we kind of knew it might not be just because of what the two guys at the top of the billing are going to command as far as purses go.
I
So-
think it's going to be entertaining though.
Oh, absolutely. I think there'll be very good fights. Morel is always an interesting watch, and then if he wins, is he going to call out Benavides? And then of course, Beck the Bully, is he going to get knocked out again by Rosado? And
He's
then
not.
we're going to find out is Elijah Garcia the real? Well,
Well,
is
so far
he?
he is.
Is he going to continue to
Yeah,
show
we're
that?
going to watch
he
a
can
fighter
truly get
progress.
to a
It's a
title
step up,
by
man.
the time he's
It's not
21.
going to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
easy.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
No, it's a we're
Yeah, I
watching
was
a
getting a
fighter
little bit ahead of
progress,
myself there.
see how he handles the pressure, and kind of goes for there. So it's like I said, interesting.
Yeah.
Probably be entertaining. All right. Anything else, guys?
That's it for
Yeah,
this
I
one.
think that covers it for this one. And of course, we're going to touch on the undercard in another episode. So if you want to listen to the other fights that were that happened this Saturday,
Ramirez,
we'll be touching
Dogbe.
on that and another clip.
All right.
As always, thank you guys. What should they do,
Comment, like, and subscribe, and we will see you soon.
John?
All right. Just bleed.